Hieronymous! I gasp as I turn around to face him. He collapses in a heap in my lap, and I quickly scoop him up in my arms, brushing his hair back out of his face. Hieronymous? Are you here? Are you okay? His eyes are closed, but his lips move up and down as if he's trying to speak. I suddenly realize how chapped his lips are, and I quickly lay him down as I rush to the adjoining bathroom to get him a glass of water. I rush back as quickly as I can, propping him up against the side of the bed as I hold the glass to his lips and help him drink. He gargles up the water on himself, and it trails over his chin and onto his shirt. It takes a few moments of me holding up the glass and massaging his throat before he finally swallows. I want to give him the glass to drink himself, but judging by the way his fingers keep contracting, but not closing, he wasn't even able to form a fist. I always thought that the worst kind of hell was going to be if Hieronymous never woke up. An even worse hell was if Hieronymous was now paralyzed, and I would have to spend every day helping him eat, drink, and bathe. Just take it easy, I tell him gently. Small steps, small steps. Tor. His voice is barely above a whisper, and he lunges for me suddenly. He almost knocks me backward, but I hold steady, propping him up against me as he rests his cheek against my shoulder. He holds his palm out and places it flat against my chest. At first, I'm not sure what he's trying to do, before I realize he's trying to feel my heartbeat as his breath slowly evens out to match mine. I don't know how long we sit like that for, but my own thoughts are strangely vacant. Hieronymous had come back. I always knew that if anyone was strong enough to wake themselves up, it would be Hieronymous. But he had come back. Why had he come back? He was living his perfect life with Violet. Why would he have any incentive to wake up? Hieronymous starts to talk, and I can't help but hold him tighter as I strain to listen to his gasping breaths. Dream? I can't help but snore under my breath. If this is a dream, then we're both having the same one. Hieronymous chuckles softly under his breath, and for some reason, this brings a small smile to my face. Tori, don't try to talk, I tell him gently. You've been out of it for... I'm about to say months and quickly bite back my words. I don't want to alarm him. A while. You've been out of it for a while. It'll take you some time to get your strength back. Don't leave, he manages, and I just shake my head, holding him even tighter. I'm not leaving, Hieronymous, I tell him softly. Just rest, okay? I'm staying right here. I'm not going anywhere. Don't let me sleep, Hieronymous continues. Maybe you should rest, I offer, but Hieronymous just stirs as if he's trying to sit up. Okay, I won't let you fall asleep then. For a moment, I wonder if Hieronymous didn't want to fall asleep because he was afraid of slipping back into his dream. But it had seemed picture perfect when I saw it. Had his dream changed since that time? Maybe the golden syrup started out by giving you a fairy tale life, only to force you to watch it become twisted and dark? If so, I could understand what that was like. I have an idea, I say gently as I put my fingertips against his temple. Hieronymous had entered my mind space whenever he wanted, but if we were as connected as I thought we were, perhaps I could enter his too. I had entered his dream, so surely the basic principle was at least the same. I try to focus, and when I open my eyes, we're not standing in the familiar white space that I had expected. Perhaps Hieronymous was just stronger than me and was better able to visualize his surroundings than I was, but we were both standing back in the room that we shared together at Iris Academy. It felt so nostalgic to be standing in here again, and as I glanced down at myself, I realized I'm wearing my old school robes. Was I seeing me how Hieronymous saw me? Tori. He comes towards me quickly as he wraps his arms around me, and I can't help but hold him back, just savoring the feeling of being embraced by him. I used to sleep beside him every night, and now I couldn't remember the last time he had held me this way. Where are we? Is this a dream? Reluctantly, I pull away from him. I didn't want to, but this was a conversation that we had to have face to face. We're in your mind space, I explain. You were too weak to talk and you didn't want to fall asleep again, so I figured this was the best way to communicate with you. Hieronymous smiles softly at me as he tucks my hair behind my ears. That's my clever girl. He seems happy to see me, but I'm almost surprised that I don't feel the same. When I look back at him, I don't feel the familiar muted sense of happiness and trust. Instead, I just feel apathetic, like I really couldn't care less to try to make this relationship work. Was this something that was going to fade with time? Or was I really too hurt to ever forgive him? Tori, what's wrong? Hieronymous asks as he takes a step closer to me. I am here now. I'm back. I am never going to leave your side again. I know what happened in your dream. I remember how I used to be so afraid of telling him things, afraid of provoking a reaction. But this wasn't something I could keep to myself any longer. I saw you with Violet. I saw you kiss her. I saw the house, the kids, the perfect fairy tale life. Hieronymous just stares at me for a moment like he's trying to figure out what to say. I want to tell you I'm sorry, Tori, and I am, but I don't think those words will fix things between us. I just shake my head, waiting for him to go on. I don't know how long I was trapped for, Hieronymous continues, until one day when I thought I heard a bird hit the window. I saw a flash of blue, but when I went outside to check, I didn't see anyone. That was you, wasn't it? I nod my head. He sighs with relief. I can't thank you enough for that, Tori. The night that you did that, I dreamed of you. I dreamed you were sitting at the edge of the bed, sleeping, holding my hand. I didn't remember who you were until I heard your name, but once I did, things started coming back to me. I told Violet that I remembered when she dyed her hair blue. She denied it, but I could distinctly remember picking blue hairs off my cape. I remember that she ran for the treasury position, but Violet never ran for a class office. I remembered her starting a snowball fight, but it never snowed in London. I distinctly remembered each detail, but they didn't make sense with what I knew to be true. So, basically, you replaced all of your happy memories of me with her? I ask. I'm not sure what my voice sounded like, but Hieronymous suddenly looks angry. No, he says firmly. No, Tori, don't twist my words. One night I dreamed of you sitting next to the bed. You were thanking me for always being there for you. I don't know if that was real or not, but someone knocked on the door and said your name. Tori. After that happened, everything started coming back to me in bits and pieces, and I wasn't sure how to put them together. I didn't realize that I was trapped until that point, but once I realized that it wasn't real, I knew I had to get out. I just shake my head, not understanding. But you always wanted to be with Violet. You didn't even want to pursue our relationship a few years ago because you were still so hung up on her. Why would you leave your perfect life with her to come back to me and our perpetual drama? We've spent most of the last year apart, and the year before that, we spent months giving each other the silent treatment, and I was almost expelled. Why would you want to be with me when you could finally be with her? Hieronymous just stares at me like he's never seen me before in his life. Because I chose you, he says, and his voice is so thick with emotion it looks like he might just burst into tears at any second. I love you, Tori. I know what you saw. I know you feel hurt and betrayed, but it was a dream. It wasn't real. Violet is dead and I've moved on. But I could never move on from you, Tori. I don't know how long I spent trying to make it back to you, but I have thought of nothing but you for so long. I was so desperate to make it back to you, and if I need to spend every day of the rest of my life making it up to you, I'll do it. I will get on my knees and beg, Tori, if that's what you want. I'll do anything you want. I'll do anything you want. I remember that desperation. It was the same apprehension I felt when Hieronymous had said that he would keep my secret from Potsdam so I wouldn't be expelled. Not that it really mattered anyway, but I had broken his trust in me, and I was so desperate to do anything possible to keep our relationship together. I remember how that felt. Why did I not feel anything now? I should feel happy that he was back. I should be relieved that I didn't have to continue his Viscount duties alone anymore. I should be reassured that he was saying this, that he wanted to be with me as much as I wanted to be with him. But I don't feel anything. Was I in shock? Was that what this was? Don't, I say quickly, holding out my hand to stop him. I see that you care, but so much has happened and you've been gone for so long. How long? Hieronymous asks, but I just shake my head. I'm not ready to talk about that yet, I say, and Hieronymous doesn't push me. That makes me feel surprised, and it's the first real emotion that I can genuinely say I felt since he had woken up. I have questions for you first. I will answer them, Hieronymous says immediately. Anything you want to know, I will tell you everything. I will answer every question that you have. I promise you I will. I can't help but stare at him as my mouth moves up and down. Did you just make a promise? I demand. Never promise, Hieronymous, not ever. You were the one who told me that. If it's what I have to do to make you understand how serious I am, then I don't care. Hieronymous shouts at me, and he looks like someone rapidly becoming unhinged. What does it matter? Do you realize how terrified I am that I'm going to lose you right now? If I keep anything from you, I'm going to lose you. Don't think I don't know that. If you break a promise, you're going to lose me anyway, I remind him. You'll lose me and your magic. He just shakes his head. I would rather lose my magic than have to go through losing you all over again. I steady my resolve and stare him down for a few moments, and he just stares right back. I relieve you of your vow, I say coldly. Don't make promises, Hieronymous. Just don't. Hieronymous hesitates for a few moments before he nods. All right, he says at length, and when he speaks again, his voice is gentle. I apologize. I stare at him, and he stares right back, neither of us knowing what to say. Finally, it's Hieronymous who breaks the silence. I know you're angry with me right now. I understand. I understand that it will take some time to repair things between us, but may I please have permission to kiss you? Please? I know you're not ready for more than that right now, but I've wanted to do nothing but kiss you and hold you for so long that I don't remember what it's like to want anything else. There's something sincere in the way that he's looking at me, and for a moment, I could almost believe that he was telling me the truth. Maybe he really didn't want to be with Violet. Maybe he really did want to be with me. I thought leaving him there, in his perfect life, was the selfless thing to do, but maybe his perfect life really was with me after all. I remembered how I hadn't even asked Melodia to try to wake him up because I was so sure that it was what he wanted. If it wasn't, then was this all my fault? Slowly, I nod my head and Hieronymous comes towards me bit by bit, taking deliberate steps to make sure I wasn't going to pull away. He seems unsure how to kiss me, just hovering in front of me, and so I decide to put him out of his misery. I put my hands on his cheeks as I kiss him, deeply, pushing everything I have into the kiss, and he does the same, wrapping his arms around me as he holds me tightly to him. I don't know how long we stand there for, just kissing and holding each other, but if I had to be trapped in any sort of dream for the rest of my life, this moment would be the one that I hoped could last forever.